Alright, so I've been watching this show on Netflix called Filthy Cities. One episode is about like medieval London, another one is about Paris, and the one I saw last night was on New York. It covers these cities back in the day, like before they became modern. The first one I watched was the London one. Oh my gosh, you guys, the people back then in like the 1300s were filthy. Okay, they pretty much lived in poo. I'm not even... They lived in poop and pee. This TV program shows what it would have been like to live back then. Like, they didn't really have bathrooms, okay? They had, like, pots that they would just do their business in. And then they didn't have sewers, so they just, like, threw it outside the window onto the street. Onto innocent bystanders. Could you imagine, like, walking down a street and just having, like, poop and pee fall on you? So, all this stuff gets thrown into the street, and then you're just walking on it. You're walking on poop and pee. Ow! And then there's more. Okay, the butchers, they would butcher up animals, and they would just, like, throw the parts of the animal that they didn't want into the street, too. There was, like, a bunch of horrible, disgusting crap everywhere. Ugh! I had an experience last night because this show has been on my mind for some time now. Licorice was in the garage and I was giving him loves and it was nighttime, so I picked him up and I took him outside. Licorice, by the way, is our neighbor's cat who likes to hang out at our house. My eyes started itching really bad. I was starting to have an allergic reaction. My eyes have never itched this bad, and like I could feel my eyelids starting to swell. Like I was having a really bad allergy. I know that I'm a little bit allergic to cats. Like, nothing severe, but from time to time, my eyes get itchy and I'll sneeze and stuff. But this was particularly bad. Usually, all I have to do is, like, wash out my eyes and it goes away and I'm fine. So I tried that and it didn't work. And so it just progressively got worse and worse. I'm like, oh crap, I need to take some allergy medicine and some ibuprofen to fix this. So I quickly did that, started stripping off my clothes to take a shower, and just after I took my shirt off, like, I instantly felt my eyes starting to get better. Because I had Licorice's fur and dander on my shirt, and it was aggravating my eyes, I'm assuming. So I took off the rest of my clothes, got in the shower, and my eyes were fine. But it made me think. I was like, you know what? If I lived back in the 1300s, what would I have done? I wouldn't have had the allergy medicine. I wouldn't have had the running water or the ibuprofen. Like, I would have been screwed. I would have been miserable. Back in the day, like, what if I itched my eyes and they got infected somehow? Because people were dirty. Your hands would have been filthy. Like, you could have easily gotten an infection. Like, I could have gone blind just from being allergic to cats. I don't know how people lived back then. Well, they didn't live. I think the life expectancy was like 35. Every day, I am thankful for electricity and warm water. I love my showers. These people back then, they never took showers. Like, they took a bath, I don't know, like, I don't even think it was once a month. People would bathe in the rivers or something, and you can't do that in the winter when it's freezing cold out there. So, And then, I was watching the episode that covered Paris. You guys have probably heard of the Palace of Versailles. So, it's this big, beautiful palace, and bathrooms were not a common thing back then, okay? I think Marie Antoinette had, like, one of the only toilets in France at the time. People would just go to the bathroom where they were. In the show, it showed this lady who, she's wearing this beautiful gown, and she's walking by herself down some fancy hall in the palace, and she just, with her clothes on, just kind of squats and does her business. With her clothes on. And this is apparently what people did. And they said that the women would have a brown... What was it called? At the bottom of their skirts, they had like a brown piece of fabric embroidered onto the skirt or something so that it wouldn't be noticeable to see the poop on the bottom of their skirts. So I'm guessing they didn't wipe after they did their business. How gross is that? So there's poop and pee just everywhere. Oh my gosh, that would have been awful. I am so lucky that I didn't live back then. I would have hated it. I keep on thinking of that lady, she didn't wipe. Oh, that would have felt horrible. and she probably got a rash. Like, I don't want to be dirty or anything, but people were this dirty, and we know that they had babies, which means they had to have had sex. I don't want to be graphic, but I'm just imagining putting certain things into other things, and both are super dirty. I wouldn't even want to. No thank you. I would just as soon go live by myself someplace cleanly and not... You know, it's no bloody wonder that they had diseases rampant back in these times. And then think also, this video is going to be so long. How am I going to edit this? Then think about also those times when you have a cold or the flu. Okay, and all the things that we have now to help us be comfortable while we're sick. The medicines, tissue papers. They didn't have tissue paper back then. What are they going to blow their nose on? I mean, I know they had handkerchiefs, but those only hold so much snot. And then you got to wash it. How are you going to wash it in the middle of winter? You're not going to. Okay, you don't have running water, let alone warm running water. And then you have diarrhea. Where are you going to go do that? You feel sick. You feel dirty. Like, it would have been... Oh gosh, it would have been bad. I am so thankful for toilet paper. You have no idea.